combination of my commentary and the expertise of the volunteers worldwide making you or having the opportunity to see this bear, with someone driving the camera, pan, tilt, and zooming it to follow little Holly. Little Holly is somewhere off to the right of Sharon Harold and Sue Mansfield. Heidi is more right. We certainly would like to have Holly meet Ted without a fence. I'm going to interrupt a moment. We have some new visitors here to the North American Bear Center today, and I'd like to welcome all you new visitors to the Bear Center today. I know some additional people have come up on the deck. This is an exciting day for the Bear Center. Holly Bear is to the right of the viewing area. I'm going to start speaking very quietly. My voice echoes, and I don't want to scare her. We would like her to meet Ted today. If she's willing. Holly Bear is to the right of the viewing area, approximately 15 feet from Sharon. Everybody coming on the deck, I'd encourage you to try to be quiet. See, we got some new people on the deck, and I'd like to welcome all of you to the North American Bear Center. And we have Holly Bear to the immediate right of the large falls. Please try to be quiet on the deck. Her ears are perked. She's listening to every sound. We want to get her up here to introduce her to Ted. We've got the two people that she trusts the most out there with her right now in the bear enclosure. That's Heidi and Sharon. I'm going to go off mic a little bit, so I'm not creating the noise or additional noise for our little bear. Holly Bear has moved to the right. I believe she went to the mound. I'm not sure. Sharon may have an eye on her. I really can't tell from this vantage point. We have some great partners that have come to the Bear Center today. I'd like to have a shout out here right now to the Executive Director of the International Woke Center and many staff members of the International Woke Center. Been here about 10 or 15 minutes. They're another great organization, nonprofit organization that is here in the Ely area. The International Woke Center is a great place to visit and a great place to learn about wolves. At the other end of town is the North American Bear Center, another great place to learn about bears. Holly comes out in the opening and then she moves back in. To some brush where she feels safe. This is an introduction process. Somebody asked me how long this is going to take. My answer is I have no idea. I think Holly Bear has made exceptional progress. She has come all the way down from her pen, traversed much of the forest, explored around the pond, but has yet to make contact with Ted, who is a very gentle soul. Ted played an integral part in the integration of Lucky in 2007 into the Bear Center's Ambassador Bear program. Lucky was about a 7-month-old cub, younger than Holly Bear. It took Lucky approximately 2 months before he would interact with Ted. So do we expect Holly and Ted to be interacting today? Not necessarily. What we want Holly to do is what Holly is comfortable doing. We really don't know what that is. Attention PTZ driver, focus on the food shed. PTZ driver, focus on the food shed. Note Holly was over there looking, glancing at Ted. Holly clearly knows where Ted is. And she's thinking, do I really want to get closer to that big bear or not? Does she know Ted is a male? Female? I don't know. I have no idea. I know Ted's personality, but Holly doesn't. For those of you that have been listening to the Holly story since she's come to the North American Bear Center, we had to keep her in her pen due to some skin conditions. And she had a vet check yesterday. The vet said, A-OK. No reason why she can't get introduced to the other bears and begin to get comfortable. For those of you that are joining us late and maybe have tried to dial into our 11 o'clock enrichment, well, our enrichment has been going on since 10 o'clock this morning. We have the founder of this facility here today that has been documenting this event for Holly, Dr. Lynn Rogers. and his associate out in the field with wild research bears, Sue Mansfield. Sue right now is out with Holly, and Sue happens to have a green shirt on, if you've never seen her before. She's also carrying a video camera, again to document the interaction between Holly, the two people that she knows the most, Heidi and Sharon, Dr. Rogers and Sue. A lot of people ask me, can't wait for her to get out, can't wait for her to get out of her pen. Well, we've been anxious to let her out of her pen as well. But later on today, you'll hear about the other half of the story. How do we get her in her pen? Does she have enough confidence in us to get her back in her pen when we need her to go there? It's a two-way street. She needs to understand about when it's time to go into her pen, that it's okay. It's going to be an okay experience, and that she's going to be able to be let out again. Ted is being supplied a variety of food by our new intern this year, Elizabeth. And I'm going to speak quieter. Heidi is leading Holly to the rock den. This is the closest Ted and Holly have gotten. I'm going to go off mic a little bit to reduce the noise for Holly. Another example of Holly wanting to play. I think she wants to be a videographer. She wants Sue's camera. Or she may think it's a toy. Heidi and Sharon want to move her a little closer to Ted and I'll go off mic. This is Judy back on mic again. For those of you that are just joining us, this is day number 1 of Holly Bear. Learning about the 2.5 acres that will become her future home. We started this saga at about 10 o'clock this morning, and it's taken her a couple hours to get comfortable to get this far. We've got a fair number of visitors here this morning and a rather large contingent from the International Wolf Center. And many of those people from the Wolf Center are from their Twin Cities office, who maybe haven't even been to the Bear Center. And I guess I don't know a lot about wolves, but I think this is kind of sort of like introducing wolf pups to a wolf pack. We've got Gentle Ted, weighed in the other day at 545, 17-year-old male, who is just that, Gentle Ted. We've got Holly Bear. Near with those of you who watch us on a regular basis, Holly Bear near the food shed. With the two people that she knows the most, or rather trusts the most, is Heidi and Sharon. Our goal this morning is to do what we think, and again, it's sometimes people don't think like bears, but what we think might help her get comfortable. I was just recently informed by Dr. Rogers that earlier on this excursion, she was nervous and wouldn't even take food. She's at least now getting food. In fact, right now from Heidi, which means she's somewhat more comfortable. Again, I'm going to go offline to help Holly. This is Chicken Bear Center. It's been a very active morning here at the Bear Center. Since about 10 o'clock I've been reporting live here from various locations at the North American Bear Center in Ely, Minnesota. And we've just made the decision to inside for some water and just regroup and what have you. And I am going to say I will be signing off here shortly for the day, or at least for now. I shouldn't say for the day, but at least for now. I want to recap a little bit about what's happened today for those of you that maybe just joined us or haven't been following the entire morning saga of Holly Bear, our yearling, that arrived in the North American Bear Center December 27th of 2013. Holly Bear is an Arkansas bear with Minnesota genes. Earlier today I told you that in the late 60s, Arkansas's wild bear population was down to under 100, and they talked to Minnesota and asked if they could have some Minnesota bears. Minnesota gave Arkansas some bears, and Arkansas gave Minnesota some turkeys. Today at about 10 o'clock, we made the decision, after Holly had a great vet check yesterday, to begin to move her in the big enclosure and get her acquainted with the 2.5 acres, as well as get her introduced to Ted, Lucky, and Honey. Today was her very first excursion. Our goal was hopefully to get her at least to the pond area. We've achieved that. She didn't go in the pond, at least not as of yet, but she has found her way to the pond area. She does know Ted has been out. Ted will probably be going in soon. It's about 80 degrees here in Ely, Minnesota today. It's a little warm. I suspect Ted's coat is in excess of 130 or 140 degrees by now. He's been in the sun all morning, and he's not been in the pond. We will probably forego our 1 o'clock, and we may, we're going to regroup here and make an assessment of Holly from the people that watched her for the last 2.5 hours. We're going to debrief what happened this morning, what they saw, what they heard, and what our next step may be for little Holly Bear. She's out there on her own right now. I think just about, yeah, I'm just getting confirmation. I'm just getting confirmation that she is out. Everybody is out of the enclosure, and I see Ted roaming around. And I just also got confirmation that Holly Bear is visiting Ted's chalet, or at least the outside of Ted's chalet. So for those of you that are avid watchers of Ted, Lucky, Honey, and Holly, you might find Holly cruising around Ted's chalet. It's just more of an exploratory process for Holly.